Okay, so to get started, here I have 2 large chicken breasts. What we need to do is we need to pat that dry with paper towel. Because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be slicing them in half lengthwise, and then we're going to be pounding these. They have to be thin. So what we're going to do is, to start, you want to put this down on the flat surface, put it down with the flat side of the chicken on the board, and you want to evenly split this in half. So find the middle, take your knife and simply go right down the center, and you have a perfect chicken cutlet. Now what we're going to be doing with these is pounding them. We're going to be rolling them, and then we need to sear them, and then they're going to go into the sauce and they're going to finish cooking. So what we need to do is trim anything that you don't like. So let me get a hammer, let me pound these thin. As soon as I'm done pounding these, I will show you how we're going to roll them. Okay, so to pound these, you want to take a piece of saran wrap. You want to take the chicken cutlet, put it on one end, fold the plastic. You want to leave a little room all around, and we're going to pound this on the flat side of the mallet. Do not use this side. This side will just break the chicken up and it just won't be good. So give these a pound. Okay, so what I did was I went ahead and I pounded the chicken breast down to a 1/4 inch. Now what we need to do, here I have deli ham. What we need to do is place a piece of ham. You want to get the ham thinly sliced. What we're going to do is we're going to put a couple of pieces of ham on the top of each piece of chicken, and you don't have to put too much, but you want enough in there. I like going with 2 slices per pieces of chicken, depending on the size of the chicken. For whatever reason, my chicken came out in different sizes here today, but that's fine because it's all going to get rolled up and it's all good anyway. So evenly top each piece with the ham. Okay, that's looking good. Here we have deli Muenster cheese. Now the cheese, you want to cut the cheese in half, and what we're going to do is place it right down the center. You want the cheese to go in between, because when we roll it up, if it's hanging out the edge, all your cheese is going to ooze out the ends and it's not going to come out very good. So I like to cut the cheese in half and just put it down the center of each piece of chicken. Then what we're going to do is we're going to roll the chicken up, tie it up with twine, and brown them. And when we're done browning them, we're going to make the gravy. They're going to simmer in the gravy for a little bit. And this dish is absolutely delicious. I have been making this for many years, and this is just a classic in my family. So everyone loves it, and it is what it is, and it is delicious. Okay, now what you want to do, you want to start from this, you got to find the smallest end of the chicken, and we're going to start rolling. And if you could take the ham, take the ham and put the sides over the cheese. That'll help keep the cheese from oozing out. Okay? Doesn't have to be perfect, but it's got to be good enough that the cheese doesn't come oozing out. And you're going to roll this. When you roll it, you want to roll it tight, but not too tight. So, let me roll it like that. Give my hands a quick wipe. Now the string. What we need to do, we need a big enough piece of string. Oh, I lost that one. So we need a big enough string to tie the whole thing. Okay. You start at one end. Make sure you have about 4 inches hanging over. And we're just going to create a small little knot. Okay. Tie it up like this. Make sure your ends are pretty tight because you don't want the cheese oozing out, but not too tight that it breaks through. Come in again. Make sure your tail is hanging out. Now what I like to do, I like to turn it this way. Take this string like this. Come underneath this one, and you're going to pull it. You want to try to keep the lines straight. They don't have to be straight, but I like trying to keep it as straight as possible. The neater it looks, the neater the finished product is. So pull that tight. We're going to do the same thing on this end. We're going to come in. We're going to come under. We're going to pull. And now, what we need to do, close the end. We're going to wrap it around this way. Go underneath. Come up, and that little tail we had, we're just going to form a little knot. Okay? And it's that simple. Take your knife, trim this off, and there you have it. A perfect piece, almost like a brajol. I'm going to continue rolling the rest of these, and then I will show you how we're going to brown it. Okay, so I went ahead and I tied up all those pieces of chicken. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start off on a medium to medium high flame. We're going to go in with about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, maybe a little more. Doesn't have to be perfect. What we're going to do is we're going to season these rolls with salt and a little black pepper. Okay. I'll get the other side once they're in there. So make sure you get both sides. Okay. Let's wait for this pan to heat up. And this dish, my whole family loves. It's been in my family for many, many years. And it's just an all-time favorite. Today I'm serving it with a little yellow rice. So we have that ready. Okay, so here we have beef broth. We have the chicken. We have the ham. We have the Muenster cheese. Worcestershire sauce. All-purpose flour. Thyme. Garlic. Parsley. Onion. White mushrooms. You could use cremini or baby bellas. And we have butter. A little bit of olive oil, salt, and pepper. I choose to use the white mushrooms because I just think they look better. I think the cremini and the baby bellas come out a little too dark. So that's just my preference. So now what we're going to do is, let's go in with these rolls. Slam them in there. And we're going to put a nice sear on all sides. So we can go right in with all 4 of these. Season the second side with salt. And a little black pepper. There we go. And that's looking fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue browning these on all sides. We're going to remove it, and then we're going to begin the sauce. And I will show you how that's going to come out. Alright, so these are looking fantastic. What we're going to do is we're going to remove these. They're nicely browned on all sides. Okay. Carefully remove those. Okay, so let me just put these on the side. Now what we need to do, we need to thinly slice one small onion, the half of an onion. You don't need the whole onion, so let's go in with a half a small onion. And I'm just going to go in with a little more oil. If the pan is looking dry, you go in with a little oil. And we're going to saute the onion just until they become nicely browned and caramelized. And that should take anywhere about 8 to 10 minutes. Okay, so these onions are just becoming lightly browned. We don't want to fully caramelize them at this point, and they're just looking fabulous. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go in with the mushrooms. Make sure you get every last mushroom. Now what we need to do is we're going to go in with just a little salt. What the salt is going to do is it's going to help release the liquid from the mushrooms, and they're going to brown off. And the water is going to eventually evaporate, and everything's going to be nicely caramelized. So let's continue browning off these mushrooms. This should take about anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes. And then we will go to the next step. Okay, so these mushrooms have released most of their liquid, and they're starting to brown, and they're looking fabulous. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go in with the garlic. Make sure you get all that garlic in there. We're going to go in with the thyme. And we're going to saute this just until it's fragrant. That should be about 30 seconds. And this is just smelling fabulous. Too bad we don't have smell-o-vision. Otherwise, you can put your nose right there and you know what I'm talking about. Okay, I can smell the garlic. What we're going to do is we're going to go with the flour. Alright, evenly spread the flour around. Make sure you get all of it. And we're just going to cook this just until the pan is no longer white. You don't want to see any white left from that flour. So, the pan at this time may look a little dry, but that's okay. Just keep stirring, keep mixing until it's no longer white. Okay, I don't have any more white left in this pan. What we're going to do is we're going to go in with the Worcestershire sauce. What the Worcestershire sauce is going to do is it's going to intensify as it evaporates. And that's going to enforce the umami from the mushrooms. Now what we're going to do is here I have some beef broth. I'm using that powdered stuff. That's all I have. So this will be fine. We're going to go in and we're going to deglaze the pan. Go in with the beef broth. Okay. Deglaze the pan. Make sure you scrape up all those brown bits at the bottom. That's where all the flavor is. Okay. What we're going to do is return that chicken after the chicken, because the chicken's not fully cooked through. So once that chicken goes back in, it simmers for a few minutes. We're going to remove it. We're going to throw some butter in the sauce, thicken that sauce up with the flour in there. It's going to thicken very nicely, and to me, this is just downright home cooking. Okay, keep deglazing, deglaze, deglaze, deglaze. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go back in with the chicken. Make sure you get all the juices from the plate. That's all flavor. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to bring this up to a simmer. Cover it. Bring it up to the simmer. Lower the heat down to low. And this is going to simmer for about 5 to 6 minutes. We're going to turn the chicken halfway through. Make sure you turn it. You cook both sides. And I will see you in about 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, so these chicken rolls are just cooked through, and they're just looking fabulous. Let's put this on the side. What we're going to do is, we're going to move them to the side. We're going to remove this from the heat. Now what we need to do, before we put the butter in it, we need to test for salt and pepper. That's just delicious. Does need a little salt. So let's give this a little salt. Okay. Let me throw this in the sink. Okay. Give this a good mix. Okay. What we're going to do is we need to go in with a little bit of butter. Here I have 2 tablespoons. When you add the butter, make sure that it's off the heat, otherwise the sauce will break. So let's mix this, and what you're looking for is for this sauce to become nice and thick with a nice little sheen on it. Now what do I mean by a sheen? That means glossy. It's got to have a little shine to it. So keep mixing. Mix, mix, mix. And boy, this is just smelling fantastic. So, let me see here. I noticed the channel's starting to get more views. I noticed a lot of you guys are starting to subscribe, and I really appreciate that. And like I always say, for all you newcomers, I need you guys to subscribe. Hit that like button, and don't forget to ring that dinner bell for upcoming notifications. So the channel's starting out a little slow, but we're getting there. And what I would appreciate is if all you guys can start sharing my content. This way we could build this channel together. My goal is 1 million subscribers, and I'm giving myself 1 year. So I can't do it alone. I need your guys' help. So keep mixing until that butter completely melts. And this is just looking fantastic. Okay. Make sure you turn each piece of chicken. Each chicken roll has to be covered in sauce. And wow, this just smells fantastic. So make sure we turn each piece. Now what we're going to do is, I'm serving it with a little yellow rice. We're going to put the roll. Make sure you get all that cheese that's dripping off. Put that on the plate right there. Now, what we're going to do is, I am going to remove this little piece of string that we put on here. Okay. And the string will come off in one piece. If you did it right, if you did it the way I showed you to do it, it'll come off in one piece. Okay. Let me clean my hands. make sure you cut all this string off because we don't want to kill nobody. Getting string in your food, that's just not pleasant. Okay. See, it comes off in one piece. Put that there. What I think I'm gonna do is, let's put this on the side. Take this roll, put it right here. Now what we're gonna do is, I think I'm gonna give this a nice little slice. Okay. Thinly slice it. And this is just looking fantastic. The chicken is perfectly cooked. The cheese is nicely melted. And it's hot. Make sure you don't burn yourself. Put that down. Give me the plate back. Take this. Let's put this back where we had it. Let's organize it a little bit. Okay. Bring it around the dish if you want. Okay. I don't want this piece of onion there. Doesn't look nice. What we're going to do is get some of this gravy. We're going to go around with the gravy. Okay. Make sure each piece of chicken is covered in gravy. Okay. That's looking fantastic. Let's move this, make it look nice. Let me get a little more mushroom. We'll put a mushroom right here. I think that looks nice. We're going to garnish with a little bit of parsley. Okay. We'll put a sprig of parsley right here. Let's make it a little prettier. We'll put that right there. Okay. And there you have it. Let me clean this plate. Can't be serving it looking like that. That's for sure. Okay. Here is my chicken roll with mushroom and onion gravy. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you guys give this recipe a try. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell.